Don't say it, 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 don't say it.
G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of J Brooks Farts.
Wow, you're so funny. Are you happy now? Fucking idiot. Just apologize to everyone now. Seriously. Say sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. I actually thought about it before I started recording. I was thinking, should I say it? Should I say it? Don't say it. Please don't say it. But I said it. Anyway, guys, got a juicy episode lined up for you guys. Last episode went for 16 minutes. I read a comment saying they liked that length, so I'm not going to hesitate to reach that territory again. I hope everyone has a lovely start to the weekend, no matter where you are in the world. And guys, there's two dogs making out. Can you see the shadow? What the fuck? So guys, without further ado, please kick back, relax, grab an energy drink. You're going to need it. Grab some rice crackers. I was only meant to eat one or two before I started shooting this, but I accidentally ate like nearly the whole thing. So, whoops. Anyway, guys, on that note, 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, now I'm gonna need everyone's attention. Guys, quiet. We can come back after class and do this, or we can do it now. Good, that's the noise level I want. Right, now let's get started. I'm gonna start it off with good old relationship advice, and this one is a bit of a how you going kind of post. I'm just gonna read the title. I caught my boyfriend masturbating to nude pictures of himself. Now that just takes self-love to a whole new level. In a world that is so self-love positive and encouraging, I don't think I'm ever meant to go this far. But guys, this is the internet where anything you can ever imagine has happened or is going to happen. So let me start reading. Well, this is just extremely bizarre to me, but last night he was on his laptop in the dark in the bedroom. So I jumped on the bed and said, "What you doing?" And lo and behold, on his computer screen were nudes he took of himself when he was in better shape and had a much better body than he does now, and he was jerking off to old photos of himself. He was extremely embarrassed that I saw him, and he quickly closed the laptop and rolled over and went to sleep. So this guy gets sexually aroused by looking at himself. And yeah, that's pretty fucking weird, not gonna lie. Like, what's he thinking? Oh my god, I was so ripped back then. Wow, fuck, I was so hot. Oh my god. Oh my god. How could anyone not want to fuck me? I'm amazing. Anyway, I want to talk to him about it and find out what exactly is going on, because I find it strange to wank to pictures of yourself.
Hey lady, don't knock it until you tried it yourself.
But when I try to inquire about his choice of material, so to speak, he completely shut me down and refused to talk. Should I press him for an explanation or let it go?
Well, I don't know what explanation you're expecting other than he turns himself on.
Do you want to hear him say it out loud?
Okay, you caught me. I find myself sexy and I turn myself on. And then I splooge all over myself and then I rub it into my body and it absorbs it. And then I just love myself even more. Okay, are you happy?
Do you ever catch him just like walking past the mirror and checking himself out? Like, damn boy. Actually, like, we all kind of do that. Doesn't mean we want to beat off to ourselves.
Look on the bright side. It wasn't a picture of someone else. It wasn't a picture of your friend or your mum or your sister. It was, weirdly, just a picture of himself. And who am I to say it's weird? It's probably normal. There's probably a lot of people that do it. But personally, right now, the shape I'm in and the shape that I used to be in, maybe that will turn me on a little bit too. Maybe I should give it a try. Maybe I've just discovered a new kink. Maybe we should all give it a try before we judge this guy. Maybe this is the future of self-love. So I'm just going to leave it there. If you want to have a word with him about it, maybe just knock on his door, say, "Hey, do you want to make love while we stare at a picture of yourself?" You know, get involved. Don't be shy. Alright, that was a bit of a flaming start. Had a little bit of sriracha in that story. Some fire. So, I'm going to get into a life pro tip. Ooh ha ha. And this one's quite sad. It got me thinking a little bit. But I think this could help us all cope with this particular inevitable, guaranteed thing that will happen in all our lives. So, life pro tip. Tell your loved ones about a particular location that they can go and, inverted commas, sit with you after you've passed. Regardless of what comes after death, the location and feeling of closeness will be comforting to them. So guys, that's a nice thing to do. Regardless of what you think is going to happen in the afterlife, whether you get reincarnated, whether you go to heaven, doesn't matter. That would add a little bit of comfort to any of your loved ones. If I had a missus in the future, a wifey, kids, I'd say, guys, if I ever pass away, go to that park we used to go to. Whenever you're sad, whenever you're lonely, sit down, reflect. Just know that my spiritual presence will be around and I'll be with you. Just don't make that magical spot a toilet or something, because the last thing you want someone to do is think about you 3 times a day while they're taking a shit. Alright, next story. Am I the a-hole? I really don't know why I just censored myself there. This is a channel where there is no censoring, so I'm gonna say the word fuck 10 times just to make up for that. Fuck, 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 fuck. And a bonus fuck. Proceed. So, am I the asshole for refusing to name our daughter Karen? I'm gonna give my immediate answer without reading. Fuck no. If my mum named me Karen, which I don't see why she would have since I'm a boy and stuff, I was born with a little doodle, so that makes me a boy. No offense to anyone who doesn't believe in biological gendering. I would be paying for it right now, and my life would be over. I hate to be dramatic, but it would be fucking over. In a day and age where there are obnoxious, entitled, middle-aged women labeled as a Karen, that is the last thing I would want to be associated with. I get shivers just thinking about being called Karen, and my heart truly does break for anyone whose name is Karen and they can't relate with being a Karen at all. Why would you want to bring an innocent child into this world and name it Karen, knowing all the potential repercussions and bullying that would be forced onto this child in the future? Unfortunately, that name is kind of forbidden these days because the internet has kind of ruined it, but let's read the story. My wife and I recently found out we're having a daughter. We hadn't really talked about names before, but we both agreed that each of us will retain veto power, whatever the fuck that means. When we did start discussing names, both of us wanted to name her after our late mothers. Her mum's name was Karen, and my mum's name wasn't a meme. I told her the baby can take my mum's name as her first name and her mum's name as a middle name, or have an entirely different name, but I can't okay Karen as a first name in any case. She got offended because she just wants to honor her mother and thinks I have a problem with that. I just don't want to set our daughter up to be bullied throughout her life. I told her I'd be fine with whatever first name she picks, as long as it doesn't lead to the baby being picked on later in life, but she's pretty insistent on Karen. So yeah, not the asshole. Maybe 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago, you could have gotten away with it, but those who were named Karen 10 and 5 years ago are going to start going through a lot of bullying. But having said that, the meme Karen could die out within a few years, so, you know, memes come and go. So it's up to you. If you want to risk it, call her Karen. If you don't want to risk it, don't call her Karen. I must say though, for as long as the Urban Dictionary exists on the internet, the definition of an entitled middle-aged woman is always going to be Karen. So, you know, you got to really think about it and take it into consideration. Do you want to ruin your child's life or not? Because she will turn to drugs and die. Alright, enough of that. Alright guys, here's a new subreddit. It's called Choosing Beggars. It's basically when someone is online selling something for X amount of dollars and someone offers to buy it for something way below their initial asking price. So that's just an example. There's other examples of choosing beggars. Just pretty much anyone begging online for freebies or enormous discounts, stuff like that. So it's normally screenshots of the conversation, so I'll read the conversation and I'll try to switch up the tone as best as I can to differentiate between the two people conversing. So, hey, are you still selling the iPad? Yes. Can you sell for $100? Sell a brand new, never opened $400 iPad for $100? No. Come on. If you're selling it, it must be broken, so it can't be worth more than $100. I already told my kid he could have it. Well, go ahead and untell your kid, because he ain't getting it. Ring, 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 ring. No answer. Why are you calling me? I want you to tell my kid to his face that he won't be getting any presents this year because of your selfishness. So there you go, guys. If you're bored, get onto that subreddit. It's funny. I love seeing people begging for something and feeling entitled to a discount or a really cheap price. Another example of a choosing beggar, this is just something I made up. For example, you give a homeless person $5 and then they turn around and say, oh wow, really? Is that it? I saw that Rolex on your wrist and all you can do is give me $5. So it's just people who feel like they're entitled to more than what someone offers or gives. And yes, there are people like that who exist in this world. I know it's pathetic and sad. I personally find it quite humorous. Alright, now last story. Today I fucked up after getting high with my fiance. So last night I finally managed to convince my fiance to smoke weed with me. She's always been anti-420, but now that we're just a few weeks away from getting married and being all grown up and shit, she's gone full YOLO. Fast forward to me seeing my fiance high for the first time. She became extremely relaxed and talkative. It was cute at first, listening to go on and on about life and love, But then crap kind of got specific. She mentioned how she never expected to be someone like me. Now that's a bit of a backhanded compliment. It's like saying, well, you're really good looking for a small person. Or, well, you can run really fast for a fat person. You know, it's just like giving a compliment, but a backhanded one.
Pretty much with the backhand compliment, you're not sure whether you should say thank you or fuck you. Back to the story.
I didn't even have to encourage her to explain because the floodgates were already wide open. All those details spilled out without any fucking filter. This is what I learned about my fiance that I never knew before. 1. Most of her past relationships ended because she was notoriously promiscuous. 2. As per number 1, one of those relationships came to an end after she cheated on her boyfriend by hooking up with his younger brother, while also cheating on the damn brother with his best friend, who just also happened to be the same sex.
So that was a lot to take in, so I'm going to summarize it. In other words, she's a slut. She gets around. She's the village bicycle. Everyone rides her. Everyone has a turn. And she's public property.
3. I'm the first guy she's had to do the fake an orgasm thing with. Apparently all her exes push all the right buttons, whereas I don't. Well, that would take a big hit of his ego.
I mean, like, there's being honest, then there's just completely tearing a poor guy's soul into millions of pieces. Like, come on. Have some mercy.
4. My asthma is a turn-off when it comes to sex because she feels like she needs to hold back so that I don't get too excited and die. 5. All her exes had horse dicks. I'm her first average. Those were some of the key points. I was too traumatized to register what else she said afterwards. I don't think I blinked for the rest of the evening. Wow guys, this is why you shouldn't do drugs. This should be a new commercial for little kids. Never inject your girlfriend with one marijuana leaf because she will tell the truth and you will die. The first time I tried weed, I don't remember just being super honest about everything. Like, is that a common thing? All I remember is eating half the fucking fridge and laughing at nothing.
In fact, I've never smoked weed with somebody and they just started spitting straight truths and facts and having no filter. That's never happened before. So this must have been boiling on her chest for quite some time.
Okay, so there's an update. Even though I knew what my fiance said would haunt me forever, I was willing to bury it in the back of my mind and pretend like last night never even happened. However, my fiance wanted to talk. So we did.
I'm sorry, but how can you just bury it at the back of your mind and pretend it never happened? She literally told you she'd never date someone like you. Which if she said that alone, that's fine. It's possible to date someone who you would have thought you would never date. And she could have stopped there and it could have been a romantic night getting high together. But no, she had to go and say the following. You can't make her come. She fakes her orgasms. All her ex's dicks were way bigger than yours. She doesn't like your asthma. It's a turn off. Like, wow, ouch. Like, sorry for having breathing problems. Can't really help that though. I was kind of born that way. At this point, she's pretty much like, shot him with a gun. He's barely breathing, but at this point, she's just kicking his head until he's finally gone. And she has a history of cheating on all her boyfriends. And there's no limits there. She'd even cheat on you with your brother. That's not something you can just move on from. I'm sorry.
It was brutal. She said my mum was right about her being wrong for me. Long story short, all of this shit was building up to her admitting she's been sending nudes to one of her horse dick exes. A fucking Chad. I'm emotionally destroyed. It doesn't feel real yet. So I have trouble accepting it's over. But it is. Guess I'm returning that ring and getting a PS5. Appreciate all the advice. Well, good for you, man. Return that ring, cash in on it, and get that PS5. That is living the life. Good for you. You're trying to make it out like it's a bad thing, but this is the fairy tale ending that you needed. You're a king. Never forget that. You're a king with an average sized dick, and that's fine. And by the way, you didn't fuck up by getting high with her. This was the best thing for you. It was never gonna work anyway. Just like every advice I always offer in a relationship advice, even though this is a Today I Fucked Up subreddit, it's a good thing you broke up with her. Whatever that strain of weed was, please leave it in the description, because I need some of that honesty kush. Just to give to my future girlfriend, that is some life-saving weed right there. So guys, I'll leave it on that note. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. I'm looking forward to the next. As usual, the top 5 comments regarding the topic of this video will be featured at the end of the next video. So do get commenting, leave a big fat juicy like, and you'll be hearing from me in the next episode. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye and peace.
They keep on calling my phone, they catching on to the buzz. I got it out of the mud, but I'ma go all the way up. Bad girl from the soil, she taking me out of this world, bitch, I'ma go all the way up. They keep on calling my phone, they catching on to the buzz. I got it out of the mud, bitch, I'ma go all the way up. They keep on calling my phone, they catching on to the buzz. I got it out of the mud, bitch, I'ma go all the way up.
moments from last video, brought to you by Luke fucking Brooks.
Hide in the ceiling, I've been living like on past rules. In this rag cap to living like I'm finished.
Bitch, I'ma go all the way up.